At the end of the day, no matter what you say, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you justify it to yourself, what you're doing, you need to understand something. I'm all for the unity. I want it. In fact, I want it so bad, I want it to be behind the bars. I want that whole thing to switch up in there because it does. You look at the streets, then you look at the pen. The streets has so much respect for the pen, right? The streets respects the pen respects the streets as long as you're true to the game. As long as you're staying true to the game, you all good. Well, let me tell you about the game. The game, if people saw it for what it was, wouldn't respect it. The streets wouldn't respect the pen wouldn't respect the streets. That's just the way it would really be. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it and we're going to let you guys draw your own opinions and your own judgments. You say black and brown lives. I say all lives matter. I'm brown pride. I'm a Mexican. Brown skin. Period. There's no avoiding that, getting around that, nor do I want to or wish to. Black and brown out here, when you get out the pen, this is what you want. You get out the pen and you be like, damn, I can finally hang out with blacks again. I could finally go eat with blacks again. And keep in mind, the only time in prison that you cannot do this stuff, of course, is if you are activated on the GP mainline side. This is just the way it goes. And it makes sense. You will never understand why I'm saying this, but it does make sense because it's a small government inside of prison. It's a world of its own, an economy of its own, and it needs to take care of its own and police its own people without the police doing it. So the easiest way and the most simplest form to do that is to break everything down to a simple segregation. When you can break things down to simple segregation, then you can set up rules, bylaws, how to discipline, when to discipline your own people so that we don't have to start a big old, riot or whatever. But if you look at it for what it is the furthest thing from unity that you will ever find. Prison. Prison does not believe in unity. Jail does not believe in unity. They do not want it. They don't push it. They don't accept it. If you do it or make attempts to do it, you will be smashed, stabbed, and rolled right up off the yard real quick for thinking outside the box. You know what I mean? Wanting to actually be a human being as opposed to, a puppet. Falling in line with the rest, taking orders, not asking any questions. Regardless if you got a black baby mama, if you're a Southsider, and you got a black baby mama and a black kid, that doesn't mean you get to go to prison and hang out with blacks, talk to blacks, eat with blacks, do business with blacks. No. In fact, the only time we could ever do business with blacks in the pen is when we go through the whites, when we go through the woods. We would use them for our little transactions, and that would be a form of washing our hands, cleaning our hands through the transactions. The disciplines and the penalties for getting caught doing any type of business with blacks was, in most cases, a discipline. Who knows? Different spots vary. Punishments vary. Who knows? You could be whacked for it. You could be taxed for it. You could have to do an extraneous workout for it. You just never know. But let's just call it what it is, man. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's a duck. Behind prison walls is the most racist place you will ever find. This is where I was able to elevate my frame of mind, sit back, peep everything for what it was, and see. This is the most racist place in California, probably in the world, if you think about it. Behind prison walls, it is extremely prejudiced, and everybody, down to every little last shade of skin color, pushes supremacy of their own entity, their own culture. It's just pride in your own culture. But it is also the one place on earth where whites can loud and proudly say, push, bang their Nazi stuff and white power and white pride stuff without anybody saying anything about it. You see, we can all be quick to say that they're wrong behind bars for the racial segregations and everyone go their way, stay their own lane. You push what you push your culture, Aztec, Aryan, the Africans, the Swahili, right? Indian, the Native Americans got their drum circles, the others, the Asians, everybody's got their lane is what I'm saying. And it's accepted to the point of where as long as you don't bring that to us or my people and step on us or impede or impose on what we're doing, you guys do you. Because everyone's willing to fight and go to war for theirs. So for the white man who's out here at a BLM protest doing the most, getting himself in trouble with the law, gets arrested and goes to LA County Jail. Now you got to explain to your fellow white man in there why you in there. Because the blacks ain't going to want you. Don't even come to the browns. We ain't got no business with you. You're going to have to explain to the white man what you're doing. This is the cold, sad truth of the situation. I already told you what time it was with Mexicans in the pen. For decades, we have actually clicked up with whites to smash and attack blacks in riots. That's also another fun fact that you guys should know. And let me tell you this. I don't say this with pride. I don't say this with glory or glee or anything like that. This is all a very distant past for me. This is all something I look back on and just shake my head at. The only reason for this video taking place, the only reason why I'm even putting this out there, is so we can actually have a clear lens at really understanding what reality is and what the situation we're going through right now is, right? Don't get all hung up. Don't get all hung up like, why are you pushing this? You're pushing division. I'm not pushing division. I'm not even pushing nothing. I'm not even out here saying fuck 12. I'm not. Racism is what I'm against. People pushing racism is what I hate. I didn't need something catastrophic. I didn't need something tragic. I didn't need somebody dying with a knee on their neck for me to have empathy for the black community or have black homies, black friends, black family. This has been the case with me since I was a kid. I was one of those guys who got warned in the pen not to do business with blacks and still did business with blacks on the low when I was GP activated. You feel me? I didn't need this. For y'all who did get that clarity going through something like this, kudos. Congrats. You see the light. You see it for what it is. This video is to let you know we have a bunch of family members, all of us, whether they be black, whether they be brown, whether they be white. We all have multitudes of our skin color behind the wall that aren't seeing what we see, aren't feeling what we feeling. And they're not accepting it. They're not accepting it. This is the cold truth to what lies for those who end up in jail. So let you be a looter, man. Let you be a protester, right? Let you be somebody getting caught up behind this kind of protest, rioting, stuff like that. As a man or a woman, for the women, it's not really like that in prison. Y'all do whatever you want to do. It's not like that. For the men, though, if you really feel like you stand behind unity between the black community, the brown community, hell, even all lives matter community, you need to understand that there could possibly come a time where you will have to hug your nuts, grab them like the man that you say you are, hold them. When you in that holding tank or when you get into the pod, LA County, Wayside, Twin Towers, whenever you get there. And if you really got that love for the black community and the brown community or any community of color, whether you brown for the black, black for the brown, white for the black and brown, whatever. Will you be able to stand by that when you enter into another world, another realm, and you see that it ain't all peaches and cream over here, bro? We not on that tip. You see all these white men over there, they all got swastikas. You see all them brown men over there, they all got 13s and Aztecs and Campos and all other kind of tattoos. And you see all them brothers over there, Crips, Bloods, don't want nothing to do with outsiders. Don't even approach them talking about, hey, I was at a protest for you guys. I held it down. Y'all got my back? You Crip or Blood? You in it? No. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, bro. You about to start something. Keep it moving. That's the situation. What will you do then? What will it be for you then? So I don't know, maybe those who have family members, friends behind bars, maybe reach out to them. Let them know what it looks like out here. They see the news. Trust me, I was in the pen, had my TV. The one thing that I did every single morning, wake right up, turn on the news, make my coffee. I'm up early, even sometimes before the news. But when the news comes on, you got your coffee, turn on the news, boom. So you can believe every inmate, especially, I think there's even been prisons locking inmates down because they're afraid that there might be an uprising. I'm not too sure on that. But the first thing we do in there is watch the news. Tune in on the world outside the bars. So maybe reach out, send a letter, let them know. Tell them, hey man, I just want you guys to know, I was at a BLM protest. I don't like what they're doing to the black community. If you know somebody that's white in there, reach out to them. Help them expand their mind. Maybe they are changing in there. Maybe things are getting different in there. This channel that I got, man, I cover topics. A lot of it is prison related for the simple fact I did 10 years, man. There's no escaping that. There's no escaping the amount of knowledge that one can acquire about prison, being incarcerated. Not only that, but also getting out, reforming, and making it from being incarcerated to now. You know what I mean? To having everything that I've had and everything that I'm still going to acquire. So although I would love the channel to branch off. Everyone always asks me, I thought you said you were done talking about prison. First off, shut your little mark ass up crying about what I'm making a video about. Who are you anyhow? If you don't like it, go to the next channel. I don't care. Unfortunately, it's not as easy to just get up and reset your channel. This for me is the career. This for me is everything for me. So I can't just rob my whole subscriber base of what they want to see and what they want to hear. However, I can actually start delivering true messages that I feel I can stand by for the rest of my life. You've noticed that I've taken down a lot of videos. A lot of them covered a lot of gang shit, a lot of political shit in prison. Listen, as a human being, I've made mistakes. As a human being, I've apologized and tried to make those mistakes in which I've made right. If they ain't right and they're wrong, oh fucking well. When you see me, run up and we'll handle it then. If it is right, cool. Thank God. Let's keep moving. Learn from it. It's a lesson learned. Push past it. But nonetheless, a video like this is only to inform and educate you guys on the kind of darkness that still exists behind the walls. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the one good thing that can come out of this, aside from looting, sneaker stores and shit, can be that the brothers inside the pen, whether they be brown, black, and white, Asian, and any other kind, native, whatever, can start coming together and saying, you know what? Why can't it be white, black, brown, and every other color against green? Because that's the color of the guards' jumpsuits. I don't know. Will it ever happen? We'll see. And just because it's us against them doesn't mean that they need to be attacked, victimized, a war needs to take place. But it's just to understand what the common enemy is through some common ground. You will be blown away if you really took a second to see how much in common you have with people that you think you don't. Odds are, with every person you see, you will have more in common with them than you don't. Give it a try. I stand by black and brown lives. Black lives matter. Brown pride on mine, so brown lives matter. And yes, white lives matter. Why do I say that? Because all lives matter. And all lives can't matter until black lives matter. All lives can't matter until brown lives matter. And all lives can't matter until white lives matter. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here like a machine and go every single race and ethnicity, but you all apply. Asian, natives, and everybody else all apply. Every single life matters. And I'm sorry that these cops are using that as a chant. I'm sorry that they're ruining a phrase, all lives matter. But if you just open up your mind for a second, how in the hell could anybody on this planet that claims they want peace, justice, or anything like that say that not all lives matter? I can understand if you don't want to hear that right now. If you ain't trying to hear that right now, you just want to hear your people lives matter. I can understand that part. But give me some logic. Like, really give me the science behind not every life mattering. Like, what are you trying to say then? Why don't you say what you're trying to say and tell me not all lives matter? Because 12 police is not a life. That's not a race. That's a job description. And not every single cop is a bad cop. Sorry, had to break it to you. I'm sorry. You will see a lot of incoming media about these bad cops to keep things generated, to keep things going and growing. But if you just take 5 fucking seconds, I'm sure you can find plenty of fucking videos where cops are really not only coming to these protests and kneeling with these protesters, but really pushing their own people to get answers. Holding each other more accountable. Change is coming through this movement. So shout out to the Black Lives Matter community. Shout out to every protester out there doing what they got to do, because I promise you change is coming. They are going to start holding each other accountable, and 12 ain't going to be that big of a motherfucking problem going forward. Because if they continue to stay a problem and stay an issue, well then you know what? Then I guess things really will burn. And I don't think anybody wants that. So I hope y'all have fun with this video. Just really wanted to just, I don't know, educate you. Speak on what it's like behind bars for those of y'all who don't know. Didn't mean we didn't have respect for each other. I had plenty of black homies while I was active and SNY. We had plenty of black homies that I could talk to and be like, hey, what's up, G? You know, how you doing? And I had respect for them. They had respect for me, but they understood. That's as far as it could go. It's a sad thing that goes on behind them bars, man. It's sad how segregated it is, but it's 2020. Y'all can change anything you want to change. You youngsters, you got power. You got power, you got numbers, you got influence. You don't need to take orders and listen to everybody and do things you don't want to do. Be yourself. If you want to unite, unite. But make sure you stand by that shit when you go to jail. Stand by it. What's the worst that could happen? If your people love you, they won't hurt you for being a good person, for being a human being, right? But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and exit right here, man. I really hope you guys liked this video, man. Smash that thumbs up if you did. One time for your boy Savage. Much love, much respect. I'll tune right back in with you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay easy, and stay sucker free.